Coming up on Mountain News this morning, one person is dead after an overnight shooting in Perry County, where officials are investigating what happened. Also in Perry County, 2 teenagers are dead and another is in the hospital after a crash on one of the busiest roads in Hazard Wednesday morning. And in Wolfe County, search crews announced that they have found the body of a man who went missing at Wolf Lake earlier this week, as we get a better idea of what led to the incident.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on this Thursday, June the 11th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Yesterday, we got a little bit of rain. Some of you, Brandon included, lost power for a little bit. But where we were Easter to where we are now, hindsight doesn't look too bad. Let's bring Brandon in this morning. And Brandon, some people saw a little bit of damage, but for the most part, those storms, as you said, moved in quickly, left us rapidly, and left us with some really nice weather coming up.
Exactly. Big cold fronts, some big changes there, but this morning still a bit on the humid side, still a few clouds left around. I do think those will clear pretty quickly this morning as temperatures right now are in the 60s area wide. Irvin's lost another degree in the last 5 minutes there, down to 65 now. Pikeville there tied with that as the warmest spot in the region. A lot of 62s, 63s, 64s, and we're starting to see some 61 showing up across the region. You take a look at the wind speeds, they've shifted to the west, and we're going to continue to see that trend. It's going to usher in maybe a little bit of cooler air, at least cooler feeling air as we head deeper into the day. 79, somebody could get to 80 today, but I do think we'll see less clouds as we head into the afternoon. We'll see less humidity as we head into the afternoon, but this morning we're still seeing some of both. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, one man is dead after an overnight shooting in the Jeff community of Perry County. Kentucky State Police tell us it happened just before 1 o'clock this morning. A few other details about the shooting are available at this time. Perry County Dispatch tells us that Highway 7 is closed right now between Kenmount Road and Ponderosa Drive while police try to figure out what happened. There is no estimate for when that road will reopen. This is a developing story and we'll bring you more as we learn it. While staying in Perry County this morning, a wreck early Wednesday morning on Highway 15 in Hazard left teenagers dead and one in the hospital. WYMT's Madison Pergram talked with people who knew them and has the community's reaction.
A day full of sadness and tears.
We all cried together.
An early morning crash leaving 2 teens dead and a third fighting for his life.
This is a huge blow to the entire town, community. I mean, all the families are intertwined.
All 3 having ties to the Hazard Bulldogs.
Gavin graduated last year. Hunter would have graduated this year. And John Mack was going to be a junior this coming year. And 2 of them have passed away.
JoJo Cornett remembers his friend Gavin Fields as a person that could make you smile.
He's a good person. He's always there for you. Always seemed to laugh. Make you laugh.
And says Hunter Gross was a friend always showing how much he cared.
He always seemed to check on you, no matter if he was out of town or in Hazard or right beside me.
Hazard High School principal Happy Mobilini coached the trio.
And John Mack, right now at this high school, is probably one of the most liked kids here.
So the emotions run deep.
And just in an instant, you never know when you wake up what the next day is going to bring.
Circling around and comforting each other through the hard times as a Bulldog family. In Perry County, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Mobilini asks for prayers for the Slover family as he remains in the hospital, and we are told he does have a brain injury. He is expected to survive, however. The 2 bodies have been sent to Frankfort for an autopsy. Meanwhile, search crews say they have found the man who went missing at a lake in Wolfe County earlier this week. Officials with the Wolfe County Emergency Management say dive teams located and recovered the body of 21-year-old James Lovelace. Friends said Lovelace was swimming with others Monday when the 3 tried to swim across the lake. That was the last time that they saw Lovelace. Meanwhile, 2 Louisville men are behind bars after police say they were caught dealing meth and other drugs out of a motel room. This all happened in London early Tuesday morning. Deputies say these 2 men, 34-year-old Michael Osborne and 21-year-old Alexander Finley, were caught with meth and heroin, along with multiple guns. Both were taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Meanwhile, officials from the Louisville Metro Police Department say one of the officers under investigation in the death of Breonna Taylor is now also being investigated for sexual assault. Detective Brett Hankinson never entered Breonna Taylor's apartment, but fired through a window. Now one woman is coming forward saying Hankinson approached her in uniform in his marked car, offering a safe ride home, and then made sexual advances. This is just one of several allegations against him. Wednesday morning, LMPD Chief Robert Schroeder said a public integrity unit investigation had been launched into Hankinson's actions. Well, a Hawkins County, Tennessee animal rescue recently took in 50 dogs, mostly Chihuahuas, after finding out about an animal hoarding situation. The Hawkins County Humane Society usually sees at least 1 case of hoarding each year, but this case is the largest the staff has ever seen. The dogs recovered are now up for adoption.
The pregnant females that we have now, we're going to hang on to until after they have their pups and their pups get weaned. We may ask for a few fosters for the moms and pups so they don't have to stay in the shelter.
The Humane Society officials say the man accused of hoarding the dogs did not understand what it meant to get a dog spayed or neutered, which led to more and more puppies being born. They are working with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to investigate. Well, Kentucky native and country music star Chris Stapleton of Johnson County and his wife Morgan have once again donated $10,000 to Lexington Habitat for Humanity. The organization says the donation was unexpected, but this is not the first time Stapleton has done this. He also made a $10,000 to the Lexington Habitat in June of last year. Stapleton is set to perform in Lexington at Kroger Field in April of next year. The concert was originally planned for this past April, but was postponed, of course, to, you guessed it, COVID-19. Well, folks at the annual Apple Festival in Paintsville are going to have to wait until next year to get their funnel cakes and music, since this festival was canceled due to the coronavirus. But the one thing that cannot wait is the fundraising. The Johnson County Fire Departments depend on that festival for a portion of their annual budget. WYMT's Buddy Forbes talked with local firefighters who say the loss of revenue could literally take their breath away.
No one does the job for the money.
When you call 911, you expect someone to be there, and 9 times out of 10 is going to be a volunteer coming to you to help you.
But volunteer firefighters in Johnson County are looking at a deficit as they lose the fundraising opportunity that comes with the annual Kentucky Apple Festival, which was canceled due to COVID-19.
And it's a major source of revenue for us. You know, we have a level amount from the state each year, and we have some county money, but to do those advancements and improvements and the new things that we need to help keep insurance ratings down, to be prepared to respond to all different types of emergencies, the extra money we all get during Apple Day is a big boost to us.
Departments say that boost is crucial in allowing them to keep their communities safe.
To have a good department with a good rating saves you money whether you ever have a fire or not. And of course, if you do have a fire, it makes all the difference in the world to have somebody 2 or 3 miles away as opposed to 10 or 12 or 15 miles away.
But those departments can only do their jobs with the right equipment, and some of that is in need of replacing, like the air packs that provide breathable air to the crew at Oil Springs.
It means that we will not, if our air packs aren't up to date, we will not be able to go inside of a structure fire to fight the fire or possibly pull someone out.
Fire Chief Aaron Cantrell says the festival being canceled this year is a hard hit, but the funding issues go deeper than the pandemic.
No volunteer fire department in this county should ever have to worry about funding coming from a festival. We need to be adequately funded where we don't have to go around with a boot stuck out or hand out asking for charity donations.
He believes proper funding should be built into the county's taxes.
There's plenty of oversight to be able to run a taxing district and be able to get what we need.
And he hopes to see some changes made in the future to keep the departments from seeing hiccups like this. In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say anyone interested in donating to the departments is encouraged to reach out as they look for ways to offset the loss of funding.
6:10 here on this Thursday morning. We tracked the rain out. We're tracking the clouds out. There's still a few of them left around though this morning, and you'll see that over some of our cameras here in a little bit. But so far, so good. Things are looking cooler this morning. 61 Harlan, Middlesboro, Jonesville, Somerset, MY, 65 Irvin, and Pikeville. And that's the range this morning. So not a whole lot of a range today as you head out the door. It's basically anywhere between 9 and 15 degrees colder this morning than it was 24 hours ago. So again, some big changes and some good changes on the way, unless you lack the heat and humidity. Unfortunately, it's going to be going away for a little bit. Still a little humid this morning. 79 today with sunshine. Cooler tonight under mostly clear skies. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, COVID-19 tests are supposed to be free, but new investigations show that some patients receive surprise bills weeks later. We take a look at why that's happening.